What's up, guys? How's it going? I'm Bird.
What's up, guys? I'm Jet.
Yeah. We are ComicBytes.
We are.
Believe it or not, we are ComicBytes. 5 months later, we are still ComicBytes. Hopefully, we'll be here a little more often.
We apologize. We were off.
We don't apologize.
We were off doing bad things.
Yes.
Destiny.
Yeah. Destiny was doing bad things.
Yeah.
We were just being ourselves.
Yeah.
Sadly. But speaking of Destiny, we should just get right to it here. Actually, we should maybe not. We should. Speaking of video games, let's take this route.
Yes.
We're gonna do our top 5, like we started doing with you guys previously.
Yeah. Back in September.
Yeah. This
Sorry
top
about
5. If you want to let them know what our top 5 is gonna be.
This top 5 is gonna be our top 5 favorite video games. We were gonna do like all time, but
I can dig that.
it's easier to just do current.
Yeah.
Because my list would be ridiculous.
Yeah.
If it was retro, I mean, there would be Double Dragon and, Battletoads. And
Every Ninja Turtle game ever made.
So we're going to stick with current,
yeah.
maybe 2000-ish and above.
Right.
Well,
yeah, like Xbox
360, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Xbox One.
Right. That's all my games are actually going to come from what I played on 360 / PS3. But
yeah.
I'm primarily a 360 gamer, as you are as well.
Yeah.
But we do have PlayStation 4s as of Christmas Day after.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Also Xbox Ones.
Yeah, but that's,
Yeah.
It should be obvious if you know us.
Yeah. So top 5, dude. What's your number 5?
My number 5, okay, I'd say Batman. Batman Arkham Asylum, the first one. They're all amazing. I currently own Arkham City, which is the second one, and Arkham Origins, which is the third one. I played Arkham Asylum on 2 different. That's funny.
Oh, I love it.
That's funny. Sorry, I played Arkham Asylum on PS3.
Same.
Originally, like when it came out, 6 years ago? I don't know.
Yeah.
I beat it, rebought it on 360. Beat
Same.
it like 2 more times.
Didn't beat it on 360. Stop playing it.
Right. And then I got Arkham City when that dropped, and I barely played it, so I traded it in, and then I rebought it. Like Arkham Origins came out, I bought that. Haven't beat that yet. Still have it. But I rebought Arkham City because I was like, man, I'm digging Arkham Origins so much that I've got to go back and beat Arkham City now. So I currently have those 2 just chilling. And Arkham Knight, of course, drops in June. That
looks so good.
Trailer just came out.
Looks so good, dude.
Looks like Scarecrow might be sort of the main antagonist. I guess it's yet to be seen. But it showed like Two-Face, Poison Ivy, I think Penguin, a bunch of those guys. Graphics are amazing. So definitely the Batman franchise, the Arkham franchise is my number 5. What do you got?
I got one more point on Batman. Just because I just want such a good game. I got it when he got it on PS3. Beat it on PlayStation 3. And then, do you remember the Christmas pack they did? It was like the second one and the first one. They did that on 360. Like Walmart had like a deal.
Yeah.
So I got it again because I was like, I'm gonna play.
Right.
I'm gonna play the second one.
Right.
And such a good game. My number 5, all time, Minecraft. So many countless hours.
Yeah.
Just ridiculousness. Like just the amount you can do in that game is crazy.
That's what I hear from numerous people. I've never played Minecraft, so probably good because I don't really have that kind of time.
Yeah.
At least not at this point in my life.
Yeah, it's crazy just the amount of things you can do in that. Me and my buddy David, we built this like roller coaster that went all the way up through the clouds and then dropped into like this pit. And we put a bunch of animals, like we'd spawn animals in this pit, and we put TNT in the cart, so it like lit as it fell, and it like killed all these. It was awesome. Yeah. So great. Minecraft for me.
Number 5.
Yeah.
Cool. So I guess number 4 comes next. Mine's gonna be Halo, specifically Reach. It might not be the best one out of them. I think it probably was. I know when we
Yeah.
originally got it back in like 2010 maybe, we were hooked on it. I mean, like me and Eddie would sit up in my brother would sit up in my room playing at split screen. Joe would be on our headsets, like every day,
Yeah.
every night.
Yeah.
5 years ago, I guess now, but we go back to it now,
Oh my gosh, dude.
and you can hop on there, and just I don't want to say it's easy, but it's like it's just we're so accustomed to it. It's like just so much fun to just throw on randomly. Like we played it like a few months ago down here, I think. That was pretty cool. It's just a good, solid game you can go back to.
It really is.
Amazing. I don't know. And all the Halo games have been good for the most part.
Yeah.
So, but I think Halo Reach has to be my number 4.
Yeah. It's on my list. I'll get to it. I won't even cover it later, but like, just the game in general, like, it beats Halo 4 in my opinion, and that came out afterwards. It's just so fun. I mean, just the amount of time we spend in that, just getting ranks and like just trying to earn gear.
Right. Just new armor, like new helmets.
Yeah.
Didn't even do anything.
Didn't even do anything in the game. It was just like there were helmets that we had to have.
Armor colors, like the gold color, all that.
Blue flaming skull. I mean, Reach was all around.
Yeah.
And amazing.
The maps were amazing. The best maps of like any multiplayer.
Yeah, I agree.
I think.
Yeah.
Sword base and reflection.
This is just sword base. Just over and over again.
Right. That's good stuff.
My number 4 is Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
Sorry.
There hasn't been a Call of Duty since then that has grabbed me for more than a couple months. I mean, there was Ghosts, Advanced Warfare. Was NW3 after that or
before that?
Before
it was like Black Ops, NW3, Black Ops 2, Ghosts, Advanced Warfare.
Okay.
So I agree that Black Ops 2. I think Black Ops is my favorite, but it's not my top 5, so no one cares.
Right.
But Black Ops 2 is definitely, for me also, it's really good.
Out of all my friends, I can remember so many times where I would just play it by myself, which like to me is amazing for a multiplayer game, because you know me, and we'll touch on it later, Destiny is like the most amazing part about it is the social.
Right.
And like I love multiplayer games like that, and
right.
for me to go back to a multiplayer game when my friends aren't playing it and still play it, that's probably why it made my number 4.
Yeah.
So fun.
It is a good game. I'll agree.
3?
Red Dead Redemption for me.
Oh man, such a good game.
God, I'm telling you, like when that game came out, like I didn't even buy it that night. Like I think you and Eddie went to get it at midnight, and I went with you, and I think I bought a different game. I don't know if it was like Alan Wake, something like that around it. I don't know what it was.
Which is also Bird's number 6.
That's very true. Alan Wake is definitely number 6. I couldn't get it on the list, but that's neither here nor there. But Red Dead Redemption, like you guys were at GameStop getting it, and I was like, I don't really know. And I went to Walmart after that and bought something else or something. But then the next day, like I saw my brother playing it, and I was like, wow, I need to go get this.
Yeah.
So I did, and then I like beat it in like 6 days. And replayed it like twice. The online was really fun at the time.
Oh my gosh,
like,
dude. Best online of that era.
Yeah. It was like just different. I mean, just doing like shootouts and you could play like poker and all that stuff. It was just, there were so many little things to do.
Man.
And just, I don't know. It was like Grand Theft Auto, but in my opinion, like better. Like, maybe not better, but it was like better for me. Like it was horses versus cars.
Yeah.
It was, the old
Western guns, dude.
Yeah. Instead of like city like machine guns, it was like classic revolvers and rifles and hunting like cougars. But yeah, that's definitely my number 3.
My number 3 is Halo Reach.
Yeah.
So we talked about it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's so good.
Beats all other Halos in my opinion. Which I didn't play 1 or 2. I started with 3 ODST.
Yeah.
So Reach beats them all.
I agree. Yeah, we already kind of touched on this, so I'm not gonna bring it back up. But Reach is good.
What's your 2, homie?
2 is what we're currently in. Is Destiny. It's a game that I had pre-ordered on 360.
Got amped.
I didn't think anybody was getting it, so I canceled it. And then the girl at the counter at GameStop was like, "You just not interested?" And I was like, yeah, I mean, I just don't know. And then here we are. I got a PS4 like 2 months ago. To the day, actually, the 26th. How weird is that?
To the day.
And it came with a free download of a game. So I was gonna get Far Cry 4, right?
Stop it.
Far Cry 4, and then Judd also got a PS4, same time.
Same day.
So we were just kind of talking, and he said he was gonna get Destiny.
I got NBA 2K15. So. I'm just kidding. I got Destiny.
Right. So long story short, we both downloaded Destiny
for free.
2 months. Right. 2 months later, we're like hooked on it. It's a really fun game.
Yeah.
If you haven't played it, like, get it. I mean, I know, like, don't be like me. Don't wait any longer. Like,
yeah, he waited a long time.
It is so fun. Like, I can't even explain to you the depth of this game. So I'm not going to do that right now. We will actually make a Destiny video here sometime very soon. Hopefully by, like, tonight, tomorrow.
Like in an hour.
Okay, like in an hour.
We're going to make a video. As soon as we're done with this video, we're not even going to watch it. We're just going to make the Destiny video. And then I'm just going to upload them. I'm not even going to watch them tonight.
That's fine. So I'll leave Destiny there. I'm not going to dive into it too much, except to say that currently it is, like, I just couldn't say it was my number one because of my number one when I get to it. I'll explain, but
yeah,
hit him with your number two.
Okay, my number two, first of all, love Destiny. I'll hit on it in a second. My number two all time, and this was like super close between your number two and my number one.
Right. And this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Skyrim.
I love that game too.
So many hours into Skyrim and one character.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude, just
my Khajiit.
Man, such a good game. Like,
oh yeah.
The load screens. There's so many bad things about that game, and it still held me for, I mean, years.
Yeah.
I was playing that game for so long, like not collectively years. I had like 250 hours into it or something like that.
Yeah.
But like I just kept going back to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It was one of those games where like it came out in November. I got it that year for Christmas.
It was 11/11.
11/11.
Because I got it that day. Well, I'll let you keep talking. Cause
no, you're good.
I don't want to talk about the Bethesda title that is my number one.
Yes.
So I don't want to.
Yes.
I'll just.
Which is also in my top 10.
You keep hammering it.
But like, man, dude, like, just such a good game. I got it that year for Christmas, and that was actually right around the time that me and Jess started dating.
Yeah.
We met in October.
That's his wife.
Yes, it's my wife now. And she would, like, at that time, like, she would just come over and, like, read a book or something, and I would just play, dude. Like, I couldn't get enough of it. Like, just slaying dragons, dude. Like,
right.
I mean, that's just, like,
yeah.
It's, like, just, like, that time frame of my life is, like, just amazing. Because, you know, like, I met my wife, you know, and Skyrim, like, an amazing game, and just, it was a great time in my life.
Right.
Skyrim really, really helped me through some stuff.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Dude, I know. That's... Are you done with this?
Yes, Bethesda, number one.
Yeah, because my number one game of all time is always going to be Fallout 3. This is a game that I got, I don't know when I got it, a long time ago, on 360. It was like right when it came to consoles probably. Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago, but not like the original time on PC.
Yes.
But that game literally was the first time that a video game took me away from the world. Like, just, I was in a different world, literally, like, and I just couldn't pick Skyrim because I picked Fallout. Like, I didn't want two of, like, a similar top, you know, like.
I understand.
But it's, when I say Fallout 3, it's sort of like the Batman thing and the Halo thing, like, where there's, like, all these different Batman titles, all these different Halo titles. It's kind of like, there's Fallout 3, there's Fallout New Vegas, there's Skyrim, there's even Oblivion. I mean, not as good, but if that's all they had out, it would still be my favorite Bethesda game.
Yeah.
So it's just open world. You level up, you get perks. You find new weapons all the time. You just loot for hours. Countless like rad scorpions coming at you. Just at first, the first time you see a rad scorpion, you like can't do anything against it seems like, and then later on you're like trashing them with like just all these different awesome weapons and just those games in general, they're amazing. And speaking of Bethesda, supposedly there's going to be a press conference coming up by them, Bethesda. And it's kind of like a standalone conference, which leads me to believe that it would be the announcement of a potential Fallout 4.
Yes, I would like to personally apologize to my wife and your girlfriend.
Yes.
In
advance.
Fallout 4, or even an Elder Scrolls. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If it's one of those two titles, I'm getting it day one.
Yeah.
Probably calling in or requesting off work
Right.
and at least diving in 15 hours day one.
Yeah.
Whether it's Fallout 4, whether it's Elder Scrolls
Yeah.
number, what would that be, 6?
I don't even know. 5, 6.
Either way,
like
dude.
Yeah. Those games are so like they're single player, so that's the upside, because at least I can't use the excuse that like, well, Judd's gonna do this raid, so I need to go do this raid.
Yeah.
When you're playing a Bethesda open world game, you're on your own. It's your own bad if you're away from the world.
Yeah.
I mean, we're on a headset together.
Yeah.
And that's fine, but they're single player for now. So hopefully they'll advance that to a co-op or a multiplayer. But until then, we have Destiny.
we do. Which my number one.
Yes.
Destiny. I got it day one. I wasn't. You pre-ordered it. Eddie pre-ordered it. A few other of my friends pre-ordered it. I wasn't even feeling it. I had it pre-ordered, paid for in full. I canceled it, and I talked to this guy at work. Gatorade.
Cheers, great. You're the best.
I talked to this guy at work, and he was telling me about the beta, and he was like, "No, dude, it's really cool."
Yeah.
So I was like, "I don't know, man. I'm torn. You know, it's like, it's Bungie, but it's not Halo,
Right.
and it's like not a PlayStation exclusive, but they have PlayStation exclusive
More content.
guns and more
Right.
content in it." And I was just like, I was kind of like butthurt, like that it's not Halo. Like Bungie has always been like Halo to me, but
Right. Exactly. Yeah, that was sort of a confusing thing for me too. That's why I thought I needed to get it originally, but then when I didn't think you and Eddie were getting it, I canceled my reservation literally that same week, and then you guys said you were keeping it, and I was like, well, I already canceled it, so.
Yeah, I went out and got it, dude, and like he said, I didn't get a PlayStation until, the day after Christmas when he got his.
Awesome.
So I had it originally for the Xbox One. I still have it for the Xbox One. I logged like probably 156 hours into the Xbox One. So I mean that's pretty good amount of time, over a 3-month span. And then PlayStation, dude, like once he got it and once I got it and we downloaded the free, I mean I've logged probably like 8 days. More than 8 days already game time just on PlayStation. I have like 15 days total in Destiny, and that's like, it sounds bad, but it's just like so cool that a game can have me that.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about Destiny later because we're gonna have that video, so I don't want to like.
We're gonna be doing that. We'll do a whole discussion for all of you guys who are interested in Destiny or video games, or if you were like me and you're like thinking like, should I get this game? I'm gonna tell you right now, you should. Yeah, I saw that. You should definitely get it. We'll go ahead and just leave this top 5. We got through it. So we're gonna move on to why we're here, why we started this originally, and that is to talk about weekly comic books, graphic novels, that kind of thing.
What did you pick up this week?
Well, so funny you should ask. I have my stack right here.
Oh man.
I got 7 books and 1 trade paperback, which is a collection of comics. I guess you want me to just run through mine real quick, or do you want to go back and forth on what we picked up?
You can run through yours real quick.
Okay.
Just don't review them. Just talk about them, and then later we'll get back to them. We'll touch all of them.
Yeah.
What do you got right there?
Okay. This is I don't know if you can see that very well. This is the Thor Annual #1. It has 3 collected stories. I'll review these here in a second. We're gonna go through what all we got.
I didn't get that, but I'm going to now.
Yeah.
Because of what he told me before we started recording.
Yes. This is Darth Vader #2.
I also got that.
Yeah. This is
Put a little check mark by mine.
Yeah,
no need to talk about it again.
It's Darth Vader.
Hey,
So
no need to talk about it again.
that's a good call. Amazing Spider-Man. Is this 15?
Yep.
Yeah.
Also on my list of things I've got.
That's a pretty sweet cover for being just
Yeah.
a basic cover.
Yeah, it was in my top 8 of covers this week that I liked.
I like how they're playing on the web. His like mask is made out of a web, which kind of ties into the current story.
Yeah.
This is Batman number 39. Yes. That is the Harley Quinn variant. She's on all the DC variants this month for the big titles. Let's
What
see.
you got there?
And those are the 4 that I've read this week, which I'll review here in a second, just briefly give you like an idea.
Sure.
This is probably like, I don't know. It's Ninja Turtles, so I don't want to talk too much about it.
That glare.
It's number 43. This was the incentive cover. Really cool cover. I don't know. That's some art that I can really dig. So
Yeah. If
like
I wasn't so into Marvel, I would definitely get more into IDW. They have
that Turtles is like that's like their number 1. This is Chew number 46. 46. I'm trying to catch up on Chew. I'm currently in volume 9, which is volume 8. I just picked up volume 9, which came out with 46. It's called Chicken Tenders. It's volume 9. This collects issues 41 through 45, and I'm currently reading volume 8, which would put me at like issue 35, 36. So I'm like 10 issues behind.
That's the trade paperback he was talking about.
Yeah, that's the trade. And then this is the last single issue I bought. It is the most talked about issue this week, probably. Spider-Gwen number 1.
Check it off.
Judd also got that.
Also got that.
Yeah. And those last 3 I haven't read yet, the Turtles, Chew, and Spider-Gwen. But the first 4 I will briefly touch on here in a second, once you hit them with what you picked up this week.
Sure. I didn't bring my comics over to Birds. I brought one that I'll show you here in a little bit. I got Amazing Spider-Man 15, like he said. Vader number 2. I've heard bad things about it. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, I'll get into that in a second.
And Spider-Gwen number 1. I also got Superior Iron Man number 5.
Mm-hmm.
So good things with that book.
I read the first issue. Amazing.
Good things with
Superior.
Right. Definitely Superior. All new X-Men 38.
Yeah. Is that Black Vortex?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'll review Black Vortex. I've read all 4.
Cool.
So good.
Cool.
Uncanny Avengers number 2 this week, and Spider-Man 2099, and the saddest one, Deadpool 42. There's only 3 issues left till he dies.
Bummer.
Which is what it says right on the cover.
Right.
So people who know me know that I love Deadpool and Destiny.
Yeah.
So I'm like really bummed. Really bummed that they're gonna kill him off.
But the good thing is he'll probably still have his miniseries, which are, in my opinion, are the best thing from Deadpool. Like, just my personal.
Sure.
I pick up all his miniseries. I have like the mini bits that has like 5 trades in it, and some other random Deadpool stories and stuff. So the Hawkeye vs. Deadpool miniseries it started off really good, lost some steam, but still worth checking out if you're into that kind of stuff. Return of the Living Deadpool just started. That's a follow-up to Night of the Living Deadpool, which was also really good. If not for the story, which is like zombies, the art is like,
check out the art.
Black and white with like red.
Yeah. I haven't even read them yet.
Yeah.
We talked about why I haven't read them yet. I'm holding off until I finish Death of Deadpool. You know, I'm gonna.
Cause so then I'll have some Deadpool stuff to read.
I'll have a bunch of Deadpool stuff. I haven't read X-Force, Deadpool vs. X-Force, Deadpool vs. Carnage, Night, Return. I'm amped because I'm stocked up on Deadpool for at least 2 months. So I'm like really excited to get into these miniseries.
Yeah. His miniseries, I'll give it to him. They're not him. I mean the writers, but
right.
I guess him too. They're always like really good.
Yeah. Art of War is another one that.
Art of War was good.
Artwork is just.
Yeah. I didn't care for the story as much, but the artwork was probably the coolest art I've seen in recent.
Right.
Besides Rob Guillory, who does Chew, who we'll all talk about in a second because of my cover of the week, which we're going to get into here in a second.
Yes.
We should probably give a little bit of a synopsis on these books real quick.
On what books?
Just anything we've read.
Okay.
Unless if you want to hit our covers first.
Let's just do whatever you want, man.
I don't care.
That's the cool thing about ComicBytes is it's me and you.
Yeah.
There's no boss.
And until you guys give us some sort of input,
They won't.
comments, we're just gonna kind of wing it. So we would appreciate the input.
Yeah, absolutely.
The support, of course. Feel free if you guys make any videos or anything like that, let us know. Post them in the comments or send us a link. I promise you, I will watch your video. I will watch all 45 minutes, all 10 minutes, all hour and a half.
Yeah, if you tag us on Facebook or YouTube or whatever. I mean, I have a 35-minute drive to work each morning.
Right.
So I always throw on like a podcast or like a YouTube video.
Same.
Like I don't watch the video. I sit it on my car seat.
Right.
You know, practice safe driving.
Exactly.
But I still listen to it. I
Right.
love hearing people just talk about stuff.
Every Wednesday, I go to Inglewood for my job. And on the way to Inglewood, I listen to a 15-minute comic book rundown from Stadium Comics. They're up in Canada. But they literally go through, they're like a comic shop, I guess, and they like say every single book that came out that week, and I'll just listen to it while I'm driving. So I just am like, oh, I forgot about that book, or oh, I didn't know about that book. So I too will listen to whatever you send us or post to us.
Yeah.
I will definitely check it out. I'll comment on your stuff. I'm sure Jet will too.
No, I won't.
Okay, well I will.
I'll be in old Russia.
It's a good call.
I'm kidding.
Do with you?
No one needs spin metal.
Need them helium filters.
So do you want to cover, or do we want to do our pick of the week? Most anticipated that we're going to read that we bought this week? We've got some topics, dude. Do you want to just knock out the cover of the week real quick?
Let's do our rundown. Let's do our topics, and then we'll talk about the books at the end.
Okay.
Before our previews.
Okay.
So let's start with the cover of the week. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty easy one. I gotta dig through the bottom of my pile here though, because it was on top. Now it's on bottom.
I already know what it is. I'm amped for you.
Yeah. So we're gonna try to do this every week. Probably cover of the week theme.
Yeah.
Here is my cover of the week. Get it in there nice and close for you guys. This is by Rob Guillory, who, like I said, he does Chew. For like the series Chew, you know, and he did this cover, and he also did the art in the third book in this book. This is an annual, so it's not really like, it's sort of like a one shot. You don't have to read Thor to like read this. This is just like an exclusive thing. There's 3 books in this book. There's like old Thor, King Thor, who's written by Jason Aaron, who writes the current Thor. There is the female Thor. She's like the Warriors 3. The art's really cool in that one too. It's the second book. The Warriors 3 are trying to get her to prove that she's Thor, and that's written by, I think, Noelle Stevenson maybe. I'll have to look that up for sure. The third book is written by CM Punk, who is a professional wrestler. Formerly, he's now currently a UFC fighter. He's fighting toward the end of the year.
Can't wait, dude.
Probably middleweight.
Can't wait.
He's training with like Pettis and those guys out there. Yeah. So
I just want to just real quick, not interrupt you. You can finish. But how cool is it that we read comic books and we also just watch UFC ridiculously?
Right.
And he
doing both.
did the artwork.
Yeah, he wrote the story. He just wrote the story.
Okay, he wrote the
Guillory
story. Okay.
Did the
Okay.
Chew.
So he wrote a story to a book you're reading, and he's also a UFC fighter who we love because we know him from wrestling.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So it's really cool. His story was the best too. Go figure. It was about young Thor, and CM Punk is straight edge, doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, but his story was about Thor having a drinking contest with Mephisto, and it was hilarious.
Oh man!
He outdrank like the Warriors 3. He outdrank Hercules. He outdrank all these people, and then Loki starts doing some mischief. Blah blah blah. I don't want to spoil too much, but Mephisto basically comes in at the end. That's a good call.
I'm just kidding.
And then the story is that Thor and Mephisto and have a drinking contest, and then you just have to read it to see if Thor wins or if Mephisto can win. But I'm telling you, Rob Guillory's art, that's on the cover. He did the CM Punk book at the end. It's like I said, it's 3 stories. So if you like this art on the cover, this is the art that is in CM Punk's Young Thor annual part. So definitely worth picking this up. This is a variant cover. There's another variant as well. But yeah, I'm telling you, this is a really good book. Like, not surprising, but like kind of surprising, because I had Batman and Spider-Man this week, and it's crazy that I enjoyed the Thor book more than those. Like, especially Batman, because Batman right now.
Right.
I'll get into that here in a second, but go ahead and hit him with something you read, because.
Right.
I'm jabbering.
No, you're good. You're good. My cover of the week. I had a really, really hard time picking it this week, and I know we talked about it. Deadpool is, always my favorite, so it's really hard for me not to pick his cover just because I love him. I didn't pick him this week. The cover was cool. I don't know if you've seen it. It's got Omega Red on it, and it's Deadpool and Omega Red fighting, and it's really cool. Like, the artwork looks really cool.
Yeah.
So I had a hard time picking between that and the one I picked.
Right.
The one I ended up picking was Superior Iron Man #5. This is gonna.
That's a sick cover too.
This is gonna be tough without the glare. Here's the glare. I can't. Anyway, he's basically, I skimmed through the story. I didn't get a chance to read it yet, but Iron Man is responsible for the origin of Teen Abomination, and it's like the few pages that I flipped through, and I glanced through. I've read a little bit of it.
Right.
It was just really cool, and the artwork on the cover, I think, is what did it for me this week. It's like Abomination becoming.
Yeah, that cover's sweet.
Yeah.
And Iron Man's been responsible for a lot of things lately.
Yeah, he's a bad dude right now.
he caused that whole man. Yeah, he caused that whole like Axis thing, like whatever. Not like him. It wasn't all him, but he like created the Sentinels that like I don't know. We don't need to get into all that, but
I believe he might be taking the blame for the Ultron in the Avengers movie too.
Yeah,
obviously I don't know. I haven't seen it yet, but I believe
Right.
he's taking some.
It's got to be him or Pym.
He's getting some darker.
Yeah.
He's getting some darker stuff right now.
I'm pretty sure it was originally Hank Pym, but I think they're gonna go with Iron Man for the movie.
Yeah, for the movie they
I don't
kind
know.
of have to.
Yeah. We'll see. Like that's, we'll see what they do. But,
Just a guess.
right. So I guess our covers of the week are out of the way. I reviewed Thor. You reviewed, started talking about Superior Iron Man.
Right.
Same thing. We'll move on to our most anticipated titles, which is, I'm going to pick out of the 3 I haven't read. My most anticipated title was Batman, but since I've read it, I am going to pick one of the 3 I have not read, so that's Turtles, Chew, or Spider-Gwen. I'm going to say right now Spider-Gwen, because I'm not caught up on Turtles and I'm not caught up on Chew. So I'm not really anticipating reading those yet. I mean, I am, but like Spider-Gwen's the only one that's like I can really read right now. So I'll show you that cover one more time, just because I have it right here. This is definitely a book you're going to want to try to get a hold of. It was a standalone story in the Spider-Verse. It was issue 2. Which was like this book, that book dropped a few months ago. It like sold out. It sells for like $70 on eBay right now. So I have a feeling that this issue 1 will probably be somewhere up there in value as well. I don't really collect books for value necessarily,
Right.
but I'm suggesting just picking it up because it was a really good read. And I'm guessing that this one, if it's anything like that.
Are you saying the one shot it's sold out?
Yeah, that's
The one I have?
Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah, it's on
Selling.
like
If anybody wants it, just hit me up. I'll
I'm
take
keeping
80
mine.
cash. Just kidding.
Yeah, so this book has so much hype. Like it was sold out at I visited like 3 comic shops Wednesday, and the 2 in Dayton that I went to after the first one, like I got this at Heroes for Sale, and then I went to Bell Book and Mavericks, and they were both sold out, literally, of Spider-Gwen. I already had it,
Right.
but I just noticed like there's no Spider-Gwen here,
Yeah.
so it was weird. And then at Bell Book they said they sold out in 2 hours. So I'm just, if you can find it, pick it up. That's all I'm saying. It's gonna be a really hot book, kind of like Star Wars that dropped a few weeks ago. It's already on a second print. That's probably sold out already too.
What is?
Star Wars.
I thought it was on like a fourth printing.
It might be. I don't know.
Dude, it is like, you're right though.
It's
it was
popping
hot.
off shelves.
Yeah, it was hot. I have like.
It's really good too. It was an amazing comic.
I haven't read it yet, dude. I'm just.
Yeah.
But like I
So
do have.
good.
I have like. I think 4 different copies of Star Wars #1.
Yeah.
Not for value either, just because Star Wars was such a
I love Star
such
Wars.
a part of my past. I have like 3 variants and then the original.
Right. And the original, from what I hear, was printed less than all the variants, and it's actually harder to find than some of the variants, which is sort of like a weird. Besides like the Scotty Young baby variants, because those are common, but like other variants are usually rarer than the regular cover.
Right.
But they were saying that like the regular cover is like harder to find now than like a variant, which is crazy.
Right.
And I just thought it's really interesting. And that comic, like I said, was amazing. So if you can find that, pick it up. I mean, it's Star Wars. It's back with Marvel after all these years with like Dark Horse.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Marvel and Star Wars, that's a big deal.
Yeah, it's where it originally started from what I remember. So
I'm excited. My most anticipated is, if I've never said this before in the videos, I am a big trade paperback reader.
Also,
So like, I really, really enjoy. It's just so much easier to like flip through 5 books, you know, all in one sitting than it is for me to unbag a comic, slide it out, flip through 16 pages, put it back in, unbag another one. So I'm really, really excited about Deadpool 42 because I'm at the point where I'm 5 issues behind, which is like the perfect time for me to, you know, throw my feet up, grab a cup of like hot coffee or something, and just flip through some Deadpool. I'm like so amped to just get caught up on Deadpool.
Right.
And that's where I like to sit. You know, a few issues behind is nice because then I have a little bit more to read.
It's hard to go week to week sometimes, or month to month sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially with like Batman right now, which I'm not cutting you off.
No, you're cool, dude.
But
you're
stuff
good.
like that is like. So yeah, like what you're saying, like reading like 5 issues in a row, that's like needed sometimes.
Yeah.
Just the suspense of like a Batman just kills me sometimes. Like.
Yeah. That's it on my Deadpool. I'm just excited to. I haven't read it yet, so there's not really anything for me to talk about. I'm caught up to Deadpool 36. I have like 37, 38. You know, I've got some issues. I have all of them. I just you know need to bust them out.
All right, well, that's our most anticipated books of the week out of what we picked up. So our next topic will be picks of the week, which is basically what we've read that we liked the best so far. So I guess I'll start. Like I said, I read the Thor annual. I read Amazing Spider-Man 15. I read Darth Vader #2. It's bad. And I read Batman #39. So I guess out of those, it's a toss-up between Batman and Thor. I kind of just reviewed Thor, so I guess I'll review Batman right now, briefly. But I think Thor had me, I don't know, like I enjoyed Thor more, but altogether the Batman story is like I enjoy more. But just this issue was more of like not a teaser. I don't know. I'll just get into it. Okay, so Batman 39 is part 5 of Endgame, which is a 6-part. I'm pretty sure the next issue, 40, is the last issue of this story. Joker's back. He released this toxin over Gotham. It's like turning everybody like crazy. Of course, it's Joker. So Batman cannot figure out how to stop this. He goes to the Court of Owls, which if you've read Batman, you know is a huge deal. That was in Batman volumes 1 and 2, which I think was the best Batman run so far that Snyder and Capullo have done. Maybe Death of the Family, which was Joker's previous story in this run. I think it was like volume 3, maybe 3 and 4. But Batman goes to Court of Owls. That's a big deal. And then at the end of the issue, this might spoil, so cover your ears real quick if you're reading Batman. At the end of the issue, he pulls together some fellow Bat friends like Tim Drake, I think, which is like my favorite Robin. He's on Teen Titans, which I also read. And then like Batgirl, and then like some villains. There was like Clayface, Croc, Mr. Freeze, Penguin. More than that too. He got all of them to help, and then at the end of the issue, Joker's basically like he like laughs, and he like went in and stole like stuff from Batman's Batcave and made a parade out of it in the streets, and like at the end, Joker's like. Basically, like, Batman's doing what Joker wants him to do. Like, Joker was playing on him to go get all this help, which is crazy. They're trying to figure out if Joker's immortal. Has he been around since Gotham started? It's just, like, a crazy story. It's, like, the best Joker story I've ever read. The suspense is killer. It's, like, a thriller. It's a detective story. So, if you like stuff like that, definitely check out Batman. I don't know that it's my pick of the week. It's a toss-up with Thor. But it was so good. It's always so good, and I'm really looking forward to that next issue.
Awesome.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. What's your pick of the week?
I've read a decent amount of comics this week. Mm-hmm. Sadly, I've only read one that came out this week. So my pick of the week is obviously the one I read for the week.
That's how it goes.
But it honestly. And we talked about this before, but it honestly was going to be my pick of the week regardless of what I read. The Black Vortex, just the whole story, and they're tying in. If you don't know about the Black Vortex, you should check it out. I'm going to spoil basically all of it within the next few weeks. But basically, it's a crossover between the Guardians and the all-new X-Men.
Yeah.
And it's really, really good. I really, really enjoy it. I mean, Deadpool, you could basically slap on the artwork and write a trash story, and I'm going to love it. But this is like a story that has me on a different level, because I don't know the characters as well as I know a Deadpool, a Spider-Man. So, and it's just really, really cool to see what they do. Some of the stuff that they do is a little weird, like the Kitty Pryde Star-Lord.
I'm not feeling that.
but like the first two issues, I think it's Black Vortex and then the Guardians of the Galaxy, I think it's 24. It's in the 20s. Right, the first two are like really, really catchy, really fun. And then Star-Lord number 9, which was last week's Black Vortex, and then this week was All New X-Men 38, and they got really dark. And at the end of All New X-Men 38, somebody comes that's a good guy, comes back to try to help. I don't want to spoil,
Well, I heard that these guys, like Gamora, like looked in a mirror, opened a mirror, and all these guys are getting powers or something.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Because I haven't read it, but I've heard.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Basically, that's the Black Vortex. It's a mirror, and if you look into it, you can unleash your full potential.
That's what it is.
And it's like a constant struggle between these heroes. Like, some of them want to look into it, some of them want this ultimate power, and others are like, we don't think we should do it. And it's just so cool. Like,
sounds cool. So Gamora looked in the mirror then?
Yeah.
She's already a monster.
Yeah. Star-Lord even makes a joke like she could beat me up before. Like,
she could beat anybody.
Yeah. So she's like super powerful. Her and Storm have this huge battle, and
I got Storm on that one.
Not with that power that Gamora's holding right now. But at the end of issue 4, you should have read it before you watched this. If you didn't, because I'm going to tell you, Cyclops comes back. Dude. And it's just like the last page. You know how they always do that?
Yeah.
Like, you turn to the last page and you're like, alright, this is going to hold me until next week. And it was just Cyclops. And he was like, talking to them. And, oh my gosh, dude, it was so cool. He was like, it looks like you guys need some help, dude. And I was like, Cyclops, dude, I've never been amped for Cyclops.
No one likes Cyclops.
But it's just like,
that moment.
So cool. Like,
I get it.
That moment where Cyclops is going to come in and save the day,
It's like that big cliffhanger where it's like you have to find out what happens next.
Yeah,
That's how they get you by the next
this is
issue.
what I meant by I don't want to read one issue at a time.
Right.
Because then I'm like, it's Thursday and I have to wait an entire week to find out like is Cyclops gonna like get messed up by Gamora real quick, and then like
and it's like worse for like Batman for me because Batman's like monthly.
Yeah.
So it's like this is an event every week at least.
Yeah.
Where that's like, oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying about the Deadpool. It's like once every 3 weeks, and I'm like, all right, well, cool.
Yeah.
But Black Vortex is once a week, so it's only in 4 right now. I don't know how many issues it is. I'm guessing it's probably at least 8, if not 12.
Probably 12.
Probably 12. But like, guys, I spoiled a lot of it. Suck it up. Read it anyway.
I'm gonna read it all. Like that's the kind of thing. Like for me, like with event stories from Marvel and even DC, I typically try to read them in trade, like graphic novel.
Sure.
Like once it's over, or like because you can't get it while it's going.
Right. And that's a good call too, because it's like each week has like that. You turn to the last page and you're like, oh, like seriously, each issue has had that, and it's just it's probably better to You turn the page, you're like, oh, and then if it's a true paperback, then you turn to the next page and you're like, all right, cool.
And you're like, oh, it wasn't as big of a deal as I thought it would be.
Yeah, it's like Cyclops isn't even there. He was just calling his cell phone.
Right.
But really, really good stuff.
Solid.
Black Vortex. I don't know what made me pick it up either. Like
it sounds cool. Like just the title, Black Vortex. Like it sounds cooler than like Axis or Original Sin.
Yeah.
Those don't even sound cool.
Yeah.
Original Sin was decent though. I read the first half of it, or first third of Axis. Yeah, right.
I have all the books.
I couldn't like Axis for me. Like I read literally the first 3 issues. I think there's 9. And I just like the art was like bad, and the story was like I know where it's going, and it's like it just took so long. Even in 3 issues, nothing got done, and I was just like, okay. And now all these books after Axis, like this Superior Iron Man that showed, this is the Iron Man post Axis. It's where everybody basically like the good guys and the bad guys got mixed up. Good guys become bad guys become good guys. Like Carnage right now, or I don't know if he's right now, but Carnage and like Sabretooth, they were like good guys.
Goblin too, right?
Hobgoblin. There's a bunch of them. But like Iron Man got turned like bad, I think, and just a whole bunch of people got like flipped their sides, and it was all because of the Red Skull did his like mind thing. I don't know. I didn't read it all, so I can't say. I know where it went, and currently the book series we're reading have aftermath from that story. Right. So, I mean, I'll eventually get around to the other 6 issues. I'm not in any hurry. I'll read Black Vortex before I read Axis, probably. Right. So,
I honestly, dude, like, I wasn't even interested in Axis, but I did pick up the 3-part mini Hob and the 3-part mini Carnage.
Oh, yeah, those are...
Because I was like, Carnage, like, you've heard me talk about the top 5 favorite villains. Carnage was on that list.
Right.
And I believe Hobgoblin was. If he wasn't, he probably should have been.
Right, he's up there. And they actually dropped the trade already for that combination. It was the Carnage Hobgoblin trade.
Wow.
They dropped that like a week or 2 ago, and Axis hasn't even come out, I don't think. Maybe the hardcover just did, but I'm just saying, like, so it kind of shows you the Carnage Hobgoblin might have been pretty good. I don't know, I didn't read it, but... Right. Do you have any other books you're going to review? I'm going to touch on Amazing and Vader real quick, but do you have any others you want to...
No, I'm going to make fun of Darth Vader with you real quick.
I'm just real quick...
And then I'm going to close my ears on Amazing Spider-Man, because I'm not
I'll hit Spider-Man first.
I'm not caught up at all.
I'm not going to spoil this. This is the epilogue of Spider-Verse, which was like a 5 or 6 part story. I think it was 9, 10, 11, 12. I think it was 6 part. It was really good. It wasn't the best story or Spider-Man book ever, but it's definitely worth getting. Just the Amazing Spider-Man issues. You don't really need the others. I know you picked up maybe all of them.
What?
Quite a bit of Spider-Verse tie-ins.
Yeah, dude, so much money invested in just tie-ins. Yeah,
I heard they were good.
I've got mostly all of them. Scarlet Spiders, the Spider-Verse team up, the one-shots that you were talking about, Edge of Spider-Verse 1 through 5.
Yeah, that's the...
Yeah. So I grabbed anything that had Spider-Verse on it for a good solid 2 months. I grabbed
and like that's probably a good idea. The good thing about this is the core story, like the Amazing Spider-Man. It's like where the actual Spider-Verse story is. So you really only need to read Amazing Spider-Man. Like I think it starts at 9, maybe 8, maybe 10.
Yeah,
I think it's 9.
That sounds
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you read that, if you want to read Spider-Verse, that's all you need to read. Unless if you want to pick up, I would just wait for the trade at this point. Like, I mean, obviously you got them all.
Right.
But it fills you in though. Like, if you've read comic books, you kind of know. Like, it gives you like the little asterisk and it says, "See, like, Scarlet Spider's #2," because they'll mention something about something that happened in a different issue. But they fill you in. You just don't get the whole depth of that issue's story unless if you picked it up.
Right.
So this is just the epilogue from the Spider-Verse story. I'm not gonna spoil it if I can help it. They're just Spider-Verse situation's over.
Which I knew that.
Yeah, and this is just basically all the Spider-Men and women came together. This is just them all going back to their realities, all back to their futures and their pasts, just getting back to normal life as much as they can. A few spiders stay around, 2, actually 3, spoiler, to help with some for the future.
Some baddies.
I'm not gonna say any more than that. Just know that a couple of spiders, 3, but they only think 2 stay around. So it was really cool when that happened. Definitely worth checking out. This is the last one I'm gonna review real quick. Darth Vader.
Bad things.
Yeah.
I've heard all bad things, and I'm gonna let you review it. I'm sorry for cutting you off, but I wanted so much out of the Star Wars and the Darth Vader, and I just heard that it was so bad.
Yeah. Okay, well,
you tell me.
I don't know. Like, it's not so bad, but it's bad for what it should be, and it's only bad because like it's Darth Vader and he's getting punked. Like, he's getting punked by the Emperor. This issue, like, the first issue was really good of Darth Vader. It was, like, 2 weeks ago. He, like, goes to, like, visit Jabba, the Hutt, and he talks to a bounty hunter, Boba Fett, who, if you're a Star Wars fan, it's just cool to see that interaction. It's kind of like you're watching a mini movie. It's amazing. And then this issue doesn't even, like, it starts totally apart from, like, all of that. And it's kind of weird. It's almost like a one-shot. Like, it's good, but it's like it's not good for what you expected it to continue being.
Right.
I don't know. I would suggest reading it, but like
I'm gonna read. I'll read it.
Well, I know, but I mean, like, if you haven't picked it up, like, I would suggest getting it if you like Darth Vader. But if you don't like Darth Vader, I mean, maybe don't waste your time. Like, I'm gonna keep giving it a shot and just see how it goes. I'm definitely gonna keep getting Star Wars as long as it stays good. Because Jason Aaron's writing that, who wrote that Thor, the first Thor annual of this 3-part Thor annual. He writes the current Thor. Jason Aaron writes amazing stuff, just in general. So
heard great things
that dude
about him.
Yeah.
Mostly from you, because no one else likes comics that I talk to.
Right. So yeah, Jason Aaron's a name to keep an eye out for too. But, yeah.
Let's hit these previews and shut this thing down for the night.
Alright, our final thing for this week is previews.
53 minutes. You stopped listening so long ago.
Yeah, you did.
As long as you're still watching.
That's all that matters. As long as we're still playing, a little buffering action happening. Alright, so next week, there's like 3 or 4 books that I'm contemplating. I know off the top of my head that the Princess Leia, I think it's a 5-part miniseries.
I'm getting it.
I know it's a miniseries. I just don't know if it's like 4 to 6. I think it's 5.
I'm getting it.
I'm probably not getting it.
It's a #1. I got to.
I was going to until I read Darth Vader #2 and said, like, I don't think Princess Leia can be better than this. And this was good, but it wasn't what it should have been.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, like, why would I buy Princess Leia, who I doubt can top Darth Vader's worst? And I mean that nicely. Like, I'm not sexist or anything. I just
there's been great
being
books
sexist is wrong.
There's been great books.
You're honest for women. There's been great books. What?
There's been great books that are based off of women. I mean, the new Thor is great.
It's amazing, actually.
Silk, I heard,
Jason
was really good.
Silk, oh my gosh. Last week, real quick, let me just plug these. Last week was Silk. I'm going to forget now. Silk, Secret Identities #1, which was an Image title. What was the 3rd book last week? Maybe
you?
Yeah. Okay, I don't remember now.
Because there was...
But they were all
Star
3
Lord,
really good.
#9. which was good.
Okay, well, still Secret Identities were good. Let's just say that.
Star-Lord was good last week.
Yeah, Star-Lord was good when I was reading that too. I read the first 5, and then the Kitty Pryde thing, man.
Yeah.
And the art wasn't really grabbing me. Like, I need like art to like really like.
Yeah.
If the art's bad or not good, then I'm not gonna. I can't.
Yeah, he doesn't
read it.
mean bad. You don't have bad artwork.
What?
You don't mean bad artwork.
Star-Lord?
Yeah.
No, I don't. I'm not saying it was bad, but it wasn't
just
grabbing me.
Wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
That
I
just wasn't mine.
get it. There's stories that are just
Right.
not stories, art that's just like not as
Yeah. And it just doesn't hold me, and I'm like, I mean, I'll just get the trade.
like
which,
Deadpool's current run.
right, like every comic I feel like I read these days.
Oh man.
So there's Princess Leia next week. All new Hawkeye #1 drops. The current Hawkeye I heard was really good. I read like 2 issues, but he was like deaf, and I was super confused about what I was reading. Like he wasn't talking. And it was like literally doing like sign language. And I used to know some sign language, like a little bit, but I don't know sign language like I know
Right.
how to speak. So like I read that comic issue, 1 or 2 of them, and it was just a really bad place to start reading Hawkeye, so I didn't read it again. But it got like all kinds of like awards. So if this all new Hawkeye #1 next week is anything like that was, it's definitely going to be worth checking out. And then the last one I can think of is Return of the Living Deadpool, #2. I think it's out of 4 probably.
Yeah,
It's a
gotta be
miniseries.
Deadpool miniseries.
Yeah. It's a continuation of Night of the Living Deadpool, which is really, really, really good. It's like a zombie sort of story. It's black and white art primarily.
I have that #1.
Yeah. There's some red though in there, which makes it so cool. It's like black and white, and then Deadpool's like red.
Yeah, the artwork is.
It's
I
sweet.
haven't actually read them, but I flipped through
Yeah.
the #1 when I got it, and yeah, it looks awesome.
Yeah. Like you don't need to read Night of the Living Deadpool to read Return of the Living Deadpool, but I suggest it because it is like a sequel. I mean,
Yeah,
it
I'm
like
like
fills you in,
Yeah.
but like I read it because I had it. I mean, I read it like a while ago. But I'll definitely be picking up issue 2 next week of that. Issue 1 was, of course, good from that too, which was probably 3 or 4 weeks ago. But yeah, so definitely check that out too. Like I said earlier, Deadpool miniseries are always usually pretty good.
Yeah.
So definitely keep that on your radar for next week.
Cool.
Yeah.
We out of here?
We're out of here. Gotta go home and go to bed.
No, we got a whole nother video to record.
Yeah. They don't know that.
I do gotta go home and go to bed, though.
They don't know that.
No, they don't know that.
Alright, guys. We
But hey.
appreciate you watching.
Hopefully, we'll see you next Thursday.
Yeah.
Because if me and Bird can do this every Thursday, then it won't be
Right.
57 minutes and 49 seconds long.
Right. You guys will know what we're reading. You'll know, oh, Bird said Batman was about Joker trying to da-da-da-da-da. Which, man, like, Batman's got to get, like, into Joker's spine to get that serum out and stuff. It's just like,
My back is
it's going to happen next. Okay, I'm sorry. We'll let you guys go. We'll catch you here in a little bit on Destiny.
Thanks for sticking with us if you did, guys.
Yeah, we do appreciate it. Comments, likes, subscribes, all that stuff. We appreciate it all. So, until next time, next week,
Love you.
we'll see you guys.
Love you guys.